record. And let's start the show. Hey everyone, I'm Jeff from InThirdPerson.com, a personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. If you're watching this live on Twitch, it's Thursday night. If you're watching this after the fact on Twitch or on YouTube, that's awesome as well. I don't know what day it is when you're watching this, but we are playing some Tetris 99 on the Nintendo Switch. Favorite of ours on the stream, game that I love to play, game that I love to stream. Ugh, let me get comfortable here though. And I know I'm supposed to be going on vacation. We've been talking about it for a few weeks now. Let me change the camera up here. Going on vacation, I am going on vacation this weekend. On Tuesday, I said that was the last official stream I could schedule, and that's still true. But I've got a pocket of time here. I'll be able to stream a little bit, and I just wanted to get a little bit of stream action in here before I go. And I might have like one more day. I think there might be a pocket of time on Saturday morning where maybe we'll do Overwatch, maybe a little more Tetris 99 as well. And then, like, actually for realsies, I'm out. And it'll be fun. My wife and I are going on vacation, spending a week in London and then spending a week in Paris. And both of those are... Yeah, I've been to London before. I have not been to Paris before. Really excited for both. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It's going to be the longest break I've had from streaming since I started doing this seriously. Like, almost 2 years ago. I started officially streaming at some point in 2017. And it was... those streams aren't really worth tracking down for the most part. I was streaming on YouTube and Facebook Live mostly in 2017, and my stream was awful. But even then, like, I was doing streams consistently, and just to get in the practice, I knew that my tech was really bad. I had an old laptop that couldn't run like gameplay and a webcam at the same time, so I would just do gameplay only. I had my settings all wrong, and so stuff was running really poorly, killing my computer while also not getting a good picture out of it. And even then, I was still streaming regularly, and I figured, like, bare minimum, I would at least be generating video content for the website that I write. And so once I got a computer that worked, which is the one I'm using now, I just got into the rhythm of streaming and trying to make this thing better. And so I've been streaming at least once a week, every week for, what, over a year and a half? And so going away from it for 2 weeks feels a little weird. I will say, I've seen a lot of stories about streamers who take breaks and then they come back and their audience is gone, and that has me a smidgen concerned. I think I'm still too small time for that to really matter, but yeah, it's definitely something to think about. I guess the idea that, hey, if you're not streaming, someone else is, and it's kind of scary as, like, a streamer, and maybe not so much for me because I'm still primarily doing this for fun. I know that if it really came down to it, I could walk away from streaming, from content creation. Like, I don't want to, but there it is, 37th. That's not great. Is that, like, I've been doing content creation for the last decade on my website, streaming on and off for a couple years now. I'm still doing this for fun. Like, I don't look at this as a future career path for me. I have a good job. I like my job, and realistically, the amount of work that it would take for me to make this a full-time thing is way more than I would be willing to invest. And that's weird. Like, I went to, and for the job I have now, I went to school for it. I've been in it for a decade. Well, I switched careers partway through, but, like, it was easier for me to do that. I learned a second job while I was doing my main job, and that seems easier to me than trying to make this actually a thing. That said, I'm really proud of what we've been able to achieve with this channel. We're at like 120 followers or something like that, which is cool. And there's been times where we've had like 15, 16 people watching the stream. That's amazing. And I thank you all for coming by and hanging out with me for these streams. And especially if we're hanging out now. Like, this was a very last minute, spur of the moment stream. I'm just here trying to get some reps in and hopefully hang out with you guys. Let me know what you're up to this evening. Yeah, it'll be fun. The main purpose of our trip is that Steph bought tickets to see the Spice Girls. And it was a whole thing of like, well, they're going back on tour, they're reuniting. This might be the last time they ever get the chance, Steph and Michelle, her sister, get the chance to see them. Assuming we were able to figure out the logistics to like travel out of the country and everything. And Steph ended up staying up till 5 o'clock in the morning to take a shot at getting the tickets, and she did. She got them. So at that point, it was like, oh, let's see if we can actually plan this trip. Worst case, we'll sell the tickets. And we were able to pull it all together. And so now here we are. We're days away. I'm going on vacay. It'll be fun. But yeah, it'll be the longest I've gone without streaming, and I don't know exactly what that means yet. I think I do hear these stories about people and their audiences leaving after that long. I still think I'm too small for that. I don't know if there are people who are watching this right now like, oh man, this guy didn't stream for 2 weeks. I'm never gonna come back. I hope not. If you decide to do that, that's fine. I mean, I can't. You can go find your entertainment wherever you want, but that would be kind of a bummer to lose what I built up because I wasn't here as frequently as I normally was. That said, I still have like a bunch of Twitch premieres scheduled, and I hope those are cool. I don't have the exact schedule on me right this second, but I know I've scheduled a bunch of stuff for you guys to check out if you're interested. We've got a marathon of every board game talk episode. So I used to do a YouTube show about board games, and I've got all of those in one marathon. I've got all of my comic book show. I used to talk about comics. I've got that all together in one marathon. I've got a series of Let's Plays of me playing the NES Classic schedule that never made it on Twitch. This was while I was doing Let's Plays and live streams on YouTube. So new stuff there, although I will admit I picked really bad ones. I play really poorly in Castlevania Double Dragon Ninja Gaiden. Not my forte. I had like this idea of doing other Let's Play things, and I ended up switching course partway. So there's that. There's a lost episode of the show that ended up becoming Boss Rush. It never aired on Twitch. We were still trying to figure out the logistics of it, and we streamed it on YouTube instead, so I know Boss Rush is now primarily a Twitch show, and now we have that. So we're airing one more that you probably haven't seen. And then we're doing the Boss Rush all game show marathon. So every Boss Rush game all in one shot, back to back to back, including the Extra Life marathon mini games. So that'll be a lot of fun to go through. If you haven't seen a Boss Rush show and watched our game show, definitely make sure to check out that one. That one's, I think, the last major one that I'm running before I come back. Alright, top 25. Let me know if you guys have any sort of vacation plans coming up. Are you traveling anywhere nice? Staying home? Summer's coming up. where you'd like to go. Alright. And like gaming wise, I'm going to be missing E3 again. And this is going to be an ongoing thing, even beyond this trip. And it's cool I can share this story. As it turns out, and I didn't even think this through until I think it was the year. Oh, it wasn't until our honeymoon where this happened. My wife and I got married like right on the brink of E3 the year it came out. And so now every time our anniversary comes up, it's during E3. And we've been away for at least one of those. We went away to a spa resort, and I missed E3 because we were just out. And now we're going to be out again. But not explicitly for our anniversary, but we will be celebrating our anniversary out of the country. And so yeah, going forward, that's just something I'm going to have to think about. Like, I love E3 and watching all the press conferences, but like, I also have to celebrate my wedding anniversary as well. And I think that that'll ultimately take precedence more than whatever coverage I do of the show. Speaking of, we got some details on Google Stadia that leaked. I don't have them all in front of me, and admittedly, I didn't even write them down. So that shows how prepared I am for the show. But it leaked what the business model is going to be. And so it's, from what we saw, it's like $12 US a month. And you will get access to a set of free games when you sign up on the plan. But you can still also buy games separate. There's going to be certain games, I'm guessing like hot new releases will be... You'll have to pay for those, but then there'll be a certain section of games that are free. Oh, come on. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. That was bad. Alright, we're done. Damn it. So yeah, you pay to get access to the service. Some games will be free. You'll have to pay extra for other ones. And it's coming out in November. And later on, there will be a free version, but you'll be capped at 1080p. I don't think there'll be any sales on games, and stereo sound only. So that's not too bad. Like, for free, you can try this thing out, and like, you don't need to buy hardware or anything for it. I might try Google Stadia. Like, I don't think I'm gonna buy like a Chromecast 4K and the Google Stadia specific controller, but like, I have controllers here. It works with DualShocks and the Xbox controller and the Nintendo Switch Pro controller as well, so it's worth trying out, and I think it's really interesting if Google figures it out. If that streaming service works really well, it's going to revolutionize the way games are distributed and played. And physical games are going to probably go bye-bye. At least in terms of being the primary method of distribution. I know Sony's already started to prep, so is Microsoft. Microsoft's been working on some cloud-based gaming solutions for a while now, and Sony has signed up to be a customer of theirs so that they could use Microsoft services as well. I think they both realize that Google is not to be messed with in this platform, and they've got the infrastructure to make this platform work in a way that Sony and Microsoft probably can't by themselves. And so very curious to see where that all pans out. So yeah, E3, I'm gonna miss it. I put out a post today on my website, inthirdperson.com, where I talk about some of the things that I want to see at E3. Hopes and dreams. So I'm not trying to hit like the super realistic expectations of like, Oh, I really hope they announce a release date for Animal Crossing. Like, I kind of swing for the fences on it. And I think the big thing is I want to see what the new Nintendo Switch is going to be. We've heard rumblings of it almost since the system came out. The ideas of Nintendo making a version that is cheaper and probably portable only, and then also a more powerful version of the system. I'm very curious to see what those could possibly be. Now, Nintendo has said that they're not talking about it, but I don't know if I believe them fully. So I kind of have my fingers crossed. Hope they'll reveal what that is so I can start saving up. I'm really going to need to start saving up because this trip is very pricey. And I wouldn't be able to react right away if they're like shadow drop a system. Which also, oh man, I've got a story. I will tell you the story after this game. Hopefully we hang on a little longer, though it's not looking so hot right now. We're having a terrible run at Tetris games right now. Not good. Alright, so here's the deal. Shadow dropping of consoles. I remember there was one day, like I was really into reading video game magazines at the time. And I was reading about Sega Saturn. Oh geez, hold up. I was reading about the Sega Saturn. It was tentatively scheduled to go out like the end of the year, like November of that year. And we went to Toys R Us one day. My dad, brother, and I like to go to Toys R Us. I like toys, video games. And we saw this truck, and it was a Sega Saturn truck. And they had all of the consoles there. You could try out every game. And they were doing it because they shadow dropped the Sega Saturn, and it was out that day. And I was like, wait, what? We're getting this now? This wasn't supposed to come out for months. And here I am playing the Sega Saturn. And we had... Oh, dude. Player to start, Randy, thank you so much for the follow. I'm sorry I missed the alert. I don't know how to replay it. But thank you. Thank you so much for the sub. Oh, man. I'm sorry I missed that. Huh. I wonder how to replay alerts on this thing. My Streamlabs has... I saw Chris and Rachel do it on Double Jump, how they were able to replay it. But they use Streamlabs OBS, and I use regular OBS, so I can't replay the thing. Damn it. Well, thank you so much, Randy, for the follow. I appreciate it. Not the follow, the sub. 4 months in a row. I will get you some emotes hopefully this month. That is the plan. And yep, your name's updated at the bottom. Fantastic. I hope you're doing well. What else? Oh yeah, so we were talking Sega Saturn. And yeah, I remember playing Virtua Fighter. That's the one I remember in particular. Because I'd played Virtua Fighter in the arcade. And I remember seeing that Sega Saturn version and going, this doesn't look quite as good. And it was notorious for that. They rushed that game out in order to fit into that rushed launch window. And they ended up releasing an updated version of Virtua Fighter later on that cleaned up a lot of the bugs and the technical issues that the original release was plagued with. Yeah, see, back in the day, they couldn't patch that, so they had to sell you a separate copy of the game. But yeah, console launches are a really exciting time. Getting new hardware. We're also probably going to lose here, like, really badly. Okay, hold on. We can clean this. We can clean this. Although... yeah, there's definitely excitement. I'm trying to think through, like, all the stories now, like, the launches that I was actually a part of. I think it started with the GameCube, because Nintendo 64, we didn't have that. I wasn't part of that launch. My brother bought it a month after it came out. And I've told that story a lot on stream, where the launch of the Nintendo 64 timed out right around the time of my brother's birthday, and I pretty much brainwashed him into thinking the Nintendo 64 was going to be the next best thing, and that he had to buy it as soon as he got his birthday money. And so as soon as he got his birthday money, he ended up buying it, and that ended up being an awesome console. So yeah, we were relatively close to launch, I guess in hindsight, like in the first month. Close enough. But the GameCube was really the first one we bought at launch, and I remember the hype for that system was not there in the same way that the PlayStation 2 was. People were insanely excited for the PlayStation 2. That thing was selling out left and right. And when we went to buy our GameCube, we went to the mall. The first store we went to, I'm pretty sure it was Aardvark Games. They no longer exist. They didn't last very long. But they only had enough to cover their pre-orders. So we ended up went to the mall, and there's this other store. It's called Zeller's. It's like a big department store that no longer exists, RIP. And we asked, hey, do you have the Nintendo GameCube? And they just had a whole bunch. Just a whole bunch sitting behind the counter. And so we got one. And the game we ended up buying was not Luigi's Mansion. It was actually Wave Race Blue Storm. And I'm going to have to revisit that game. But I was pretty disappointed in it at the time. I was pretty bummed out by it. We ended up buying like Super Monkey Ball a couple days later. And that was a lot of fun. But yeah, the launch of that, there was no fanfare whatsoever, which was completely different from the Nintendo Wii launch. Because I remember that one, oh man. Like, pre-orders for that thing were going so fast. And I remember my friend Wendy also worked at Zeller's at the time. She gave me the inside scoop of, hey, we're doing... Not many people know this, but we're doing pre-orders for the Nintendo Wii. We're only doing 5. There's none right now. Come over and get one of your pre-orders in. Actually, no, get yours in. We have no one signed up right now. That was it. And so, me and my friend Gandhi were number 1 and number 2 on the list. Shoutouts to Gandhi, by the way. Probably not watching this, but I hope he's doing well. I haven't seen him in a minute. And so when that thing finally came out, there were like 100 people in line looking to get a Nintendo Wii, and the store only got 5 Nintendo Wiis in. Insane shortage. Number 27. Again, these aren't great results, guys. I'm really sorry. We should be stepping it up here. Yeah, I think after that, though, it got weird. In the advent of online shopping, it hasn't been that hard to get a pre-order in for all these new systems. Like, pre-ordering a PS4 was relatively easy. If you were watching E3 and they said, this is the price, like, you kind of had the whole night to get your pre-order in. The Nintendo Switch was another one that was pretty easy to get a pre-order in for a while. And then, close to launch, the hype started to build up. And then by the time the reviews came out for Breath of the Wild, and then the system went into overdrive, and everyone's like, oh my god, I need this thing right now. But yeah, like for the Nintendo Switch, it was just like, well, it came in the mail, and now I got it. So there was no crazy standing in line or anything like that. I kind of miss the hype and the pandemonium that comes with a console launch. At least that experience of being in person, being in line, trying to get one. Though I don't miss the panic of, oh my god, I don't know if I'm going to get one after standing in line for all these hours. So that part I like, of just like, well, I took care of this 8 months ago, and now it's just going to show up at my house. Awesome. But yeah, we're probably going to do it all over again with the next PlayStation, the next Xbox, most likely coming next year. And I'm curious to see how both of those platforms fare. I think the general public is going to be sleeping on what Microsoft is going to bring to the table. I think they learned their lesson from this generation and how poorly it went for them. But they've learned a lot, and they've made some big advancements in the way they do business with the Xbox Game Pass and all of that stuff. I think they're going to come to the and the Xbox One X, I think they're going to come to the table with something really interesting. So looking forward to see what that is. The Xbox was my favorite system in the Xbox 360 era. Xbox 360, PS3, Nintendo Switch, or Nintendo Wii era. Loved the 360. And I thought, oh, I just get an Xbox One and just continue. But then, like, seeing all the stuff that they put in with the DRM, talking about TV, and in that notorious press conference just, like, completely alienated me. And then also the DRM. That stuff was a PR disaster. It pretty much sank the console before it even came out. And to this day, they're still fighting. And they've pretty much lost the battle on that front because of the mistakes they made before the system even came out. I don't think they'll make those same mistakes again. Top 50. Let's see if we can try and win one before we go. But yeah, let me know. Have you bought any consoles at launch? And what was your experience like? Ah. That's no good. Alright. What other stuff? There's a bunch of sales happening right now, at least for my Canadian friends. If Walmart has their E3 deals up right now, and so, as is tradition in Canada. So it started a couple years ago when video game prices were raised from $60 to $80 regular. And around E3, they do pre-order sales where they mark games down 20 to 30% off if you pre-order it right now. And so every year, like, this is where I buy most of my games, is I see what's happening at E3 and I pre-order pretty much my next year or two of games in order to get them cheaper than what they are at regular price. And so the Walmart deals are up now. I think it's like $15 off per game. $15 to $30 off, depending on the game. And so, yeah, I pre-ordered Pokemon Sword. Pokemon Sword. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Crash Team Racing. And Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. So all of those I'm getting at a discount in the coming months. So that's great. Best Buy has their deal coming up, but I'm going to be in Europe at the time. So not sure if they might have them a bit cheaper. But I don't know if I want to go through the hassle of trying to do all of that while in Europe. Okay, almost top 10. Uh-oh. But yeah, what are you looking forward to at E3 this year? Talked a little bit about consoles, which you might see a peek of. I'm guessing we're not going to see, like, this is the PlayStation 5. I think Sony will be, like, at the end of their conference talking about the games coming out. They'll be like, hey, the future is coming soon, and you can expect stuff sort of like this. And it'll be, like, tech demos and whatnot, but not say explicitly it's the PlayStation 5. It's going to cost this much. Pre-order yours now. I think it's a little too early for that. Uh-oh. Darn it! Oh. Oh, weird. I see a message. Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing news. Okay. Tell me more. I always hoped for a stealth drop Rhythm Heaven 2, but usually they save that for the end of a console's life. Also, I'm pretty sure this is... Oh, geez, Randy, Okay, so I'm sorry I've missed, like, all your messages. My chat box is not working for some reason. Let me reload this and see if this works. No, that's weird. Oh man, I'm sorry I missed all your messages. Let me go through these now. That sucks. Okay. Hold on. Let me go and hack my interface here to make this work. So you want to do South Korea? Okay, awesome. Let me flip the camera here. How's it going, Randy? Yeah, I have the chat built into OBS, and it's not working right now, which is weird because it's the same plugin works for the activity feed, and for some reason it's not working right now. So let's see if we can reload that actually. Chat. So yeah, send a message again. Actually, here, let me test. Okay, that should work now. So yes, you want to do South Korea. That's cool. Definitely interesting culture there. Get in with all the K-pop and stuff. You haven't been reacting to anything, so I was half wondering if this was a fake pre-recorded stream. It's not like I wouldn't have bought it. I can't believe how long ago the Xbox conference was. Yeah, that was a couple years ago. Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing news. I always hope for a stealth drop. I'm having test. Okay, I can see your messages now. I'm so sorry. I don't know why that plugin failed, but I can see you now. Hey, ready. This is not... Yeah, if it was the... If I was running a Twitch premiere, you would see like a bar at the bottom saying that. Alright, so going back to the top. Yeah, you want to do South Korea, Fire Emblem. You want Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing news. Okay. See, with Fire Emblem, I've already... Like, they've already got my money. I already pre-ordered the game. It says Fire Emblem on it. I'm good. I will learn everything else after. For Animal Crossing, I don't know, man. Like, I still feel so burned out by everything after Animal Crossing on GameCube. Like, even now, I probably couldn't play Animal Crossing on GameCube just because I played so much of that game on the GameCube and just kind of did pretty much all it had to offer and just got tired of it. Or at least, like, I did what I had to do in that experience. And, like, every other Animal Crossing after that has just felt so much of the same to me, and I think it's just, like, it doesn't even matter what kind of changes they make to it anymore, because I'm just worn out of the core formula of Animal Crossing. And so I don't know if this is going to change that up for me. I mean, we have no idea what that game is yet. That's a really bad drop. But yeah, I don't know. I think the idea of playing it with friends online might help a bit, but who knows? Oh, man. What am I doing? These, like, fraudulent T-spin setups. Alright, let's go. Let's see. I just need to check to see if you messaged again. Nope. No, you did not. Okay, cool. No messages. Except this one. Okay, cool. Alright, so it's working again. I don't understand what happened. Streamlabs, you're letting me down. Ugh. That's okay. It's all resolved now, and... Top 50. Have you been playing anything new lately? Yeah, I haven't played any of the new games I bought yet. I'm saving those for the trip. So yeah, it's Moonlighter, Valkyria, and... Oh man, oh, Reigns. That's it. Still have some last minute planning to do, or sorting out. I gotta find my backpack to use as like my carry-on and start packing some stuff. So we're packing really light this time. I think the goal is just like one carry-on, one backpack for 2 weeks. We will have the opportunity to wash our clothes while we're at least in England, so that's great, but not gonna have a lot of room to pack some stuff. I played through Minute. The writing is great. Got stuck a few times. Very short experience. Okay, yeah, I watched your stream. I watched the VOD of your stream after the fact, and it seemed like you got stuck a lot, and it made me realize, like, oh, I would probably get stuck even worse than you were being stuck. 4 KOs. There we go. Hey, wow, we just got like a bunch of KOs there. Ah. I wanted to go through it without help. Oh, I see a message from a certain significant other. We may need to wrap this up shortly. Let me check what she has to say after we wrap this up this game. Alright, top 10. Can we get a W, finally? Oh, wow, that's huge. All right. Please don't. There. Okay. Can we? Okay. There. We're in a pretty decent spot here. Get all the badges. Oh, no. No! I wanted to get through it without help since I knew it was only an hour, but there's just stuff that's so easy to miss. Ah, okay. Let me go see what Steph has to say here. Okay. Damn it, so close. Also, yeah, Steph's on our way home now, so I'll have to wrap this up soon. That's okay. Maybe we'll do, like... There might be one more Tetris 99 stream Saturday morning. TBD. It's gonna be... spur of the moment. Not really gonna schedule beforehand. It's just gonna happen or it's not. It'll be like 9 o'clock if I do it. So yeah, let's get a couple more games in, and then we'll call it. Alright. Ratchet it back down. Randy, you got anything exciting, fun going on this weekend? Yeah, for Steph and I, it's going to be last-minute travel prep stuff, and then I think we're going to Georgetown for dinner. And then in the evening, hop on this plane and get out of here. Yeah, I think the thing I'm most concerned about with this trip is, yeah, it's the fact that we're traveling really light. I've got a backpack and like one carry-on luggage, and that's it for 2 weeks. And so I'm gonna have to be really conservative with my clothes. I will have to pack smart, pack the right amount of, you know, socks and underwear and all that stuff. Uh-oh. Oh, hold on. Inline 18. Okay, so... Sorry, I wish I'd only brought that much with me to Japan. Alright. Sorry about that. The huge suitcase was such a hindrance. Okay, yeah, that's kind of the concern from Steph's end of just like, because we're traveling from London to Paris and there's a train ride and stuff, that want to travel light. So yeah, as long as I can do laundry, I'll be okay. That's the other thing I'm fretting about is the NBA Finals, and bare minimum, this series is going 5 games, and I'm going to have to stay up till at least 2 o'clock in the morning for Games 5 and Game 6 if it goes that far. And if it goes to Game 7, it's going to start at 3 o'clock in the morning in Paris, and I'm not looking forward to that at all. Not at all. Okay, top 50. I haven't been really looking for T-spins this session. I really should. Oh man, we are so done. Yuck. Correction, it's the 8 o'clock arrival at 8:04. Okay. Alright, we've got a bit more time. I'm probably gonna wrap this up around 8 8:20-ish. So at least like half an hour. 20 minutes or so. Alright. Oh, yikes. Alright. Series of really bad drops there. That's not great. So, Randy, what are your thoughts on a supposed Overwatch 2 in the works? I know we've talked about, I guess, the idea of an Overwatch sequel for a while now, and we saw actually Kotaku reported it today that a StarCraft themed first-person shooter has been canceled so that Blizzard could divert their resources to help make Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2. And this, I think it's the first time I've officially seen, well, not officially, but I've seen actual discussion about an Overwatch 2 being a thing. And what would you want out of an Overwatch 2? Off the top of my head, I think it has to have some sort of like campaign. And I think you could use what they have for their events, where they have those kind of story-based events, as a starting point of have your heroes run from place to place and mow down NPCs. Maybe make it a little bit more involved than what it currently is. But I think that's a great starting point for what a co-op experience would be like. From there, I think you would want... I wonder if you bring back the entire cast of Overwatch 4 and Overwatch 2. With fighting games, every time they run it back, they don't necessarily bring back every single character. Maybe they roll some back over time, they introduce some new ones. Maybe they keep the old ones aside because they want to either focus on new ones, or they've changed the meta in a certain way that doesn't make it conducive for the old characters to come back. Like, I wonder how they changed that. Oh, geez, that was really bad. Yeah, I'd want to see them bring any of the story into the actual game. I think that is a mandatory. I would also want to see... I'd like to see a lot of the cast back, but I'm not dead set on saying, like, everybody has to be back. I think it is reasonable that some don't come back and they get replaced by new characters, at least to start, and then you release the other ones later on. Do you think they force 2v2, like 2-2-2 comps to try and get away from the whole GOATS composition conundrum? I think they need to start with a smaller number of heroes to revamp the meta. Okay. Yeah, I think that's kind of their biggest challenge right now, is they've it seems like they have struggled to find the right balance for that game, because it's always something. And it's tricky to balance a game like that, just with so many different heroes and so many possibilities. Versus, like, a fighting game, I guess there's still a lot of possibilities there, but you're only balancing for 2 characters on screen at a time, so there is that. And I wonder how soon we would get an Overwatch 2 if they're only saying we're diverting resources now to it. If it's a couple years away, maybe it's part of the launch of the next console. Who knows? If you're just tuning in, I'm Jeff from InThirdPerson.com, personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits, and we are playing some Tetris 99 on the Nintendo Switch. Trying to get our first win of the day. We've come close. We've been like top 10 a couple times now. Hasn't worked out for us, but we're trying. We're trying. Also, just talking about video game stuff. We were talking about Overwatch, talking about E3, what our hopes and dreams are. If there's anything in particular you want to see at E3, let me know. I think the big one I want to see, and I mean, my aspirations aren't that high. I've noticed that, like, I'm excited for E3, but I'm not looking for, like, any particular predictions to come true or any sort of information. Like, I'm not picky. Just give me something cool. I'd like to see them at least try 2-2-2. Yeah. I would like to see it at least as, like, a side mode or an optional sort of queue. And then if that ends up working better, then stick with that as, like, the default. Let's try and do some more T-spins. I don't do enough T-spins. Alright. Go! Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Well, at least I have that, and that's a huge waste of the eyepiece there. Okay, can we... no. This is what happens. Got myself in trouble, like, big trouble. Trying to get a T-spin set up here. Oh. Was it worth it, though? I got the T-spin, but at what cost? That was some scrub tier T-spin action. Okay. There we go. We can fix this. But, man. Alright, there we go. Whittle it down, and we can fix. Alright, we got 1 KO. Maybe the T-spin actually mattered. Probably not, but... I probably should have blocked that, but that's okay. So many people attacking me right now. Y'all need to chill out. There we go. I wonder in what other ways. I would like to see all of the characters reworked. I don't think you need to have every character come back with the exact same weapons and the exact same moves. I think you can change that up. So yeah, talking about a Overwatch 2. I think it is fine if certain things behave differently and they have different abilities, and I mean, even now in current Overwatch, they've completely reworked characters with different moves and stuff. But I would like to see them take another stab at everyone, really. And see what works. And we're probably dead here. Okay. Ah, no. Oh, hold on. Hold on. No. Oh, okay. Can we save this from the brink? It's not looking great, but we're gonna keep fighting. Ah, we're done. Ah. This is a really bad day for Tetris. Going for that T-spin really doomed me early on. Let me just check some other stuff on my phone here real quick. Alright. Let's go. We've only got a couple minutes here, so let's try and get at least one on the board. Oh, here we go. Here's a topic for discussion. What did you guys think of the Pokemon Direct that happened a couple of days ago now? I think there are aspects that of the Pokemon Sword and Shield experience that looked really cool to me, and other parts that struck me as being really hokey. So the part that I really liked, I really enjoyed the fact that the sort of open, once you're out of towns, it looks like you're getting a free camera. Well, like, yeah, you're getting a free camera, so it kind of looks like you're playing Breath of the Wild in the Pokemon universe. And there are Pokemon just roaming the world, and that looks amazing. Because I've always wanted, I wouldn't say I always wanted, but when I started playing Pokemon games, I kind of wanted them to feel bigger than they did. Because those worlds felt very small. And I think shifting into that sort of camera and perspective really helps add scale to the world that you are exploring. And I hope there's a lot to see and do and a lot of things to interact with to make the process of finding Pokemon and stuff more interesting. What I don't really care for... Oh, the other thing I care for. I like the fact that they're introducing co-op raids. So kind of taking a page from Pokemon Go. The idea of having your friends all work together to take down one big Pokemon is very cool. I think as someone who's played a lot of raids in Pokemon Go, like hundreds of raids, if not 1,000 plus raids at this point, the idea of like being able to team up with your friends to try and take out a Pokemon that's great. And for a series especially that hasn't really had any sort of co-op elements to it, I think it's really smart. Randy says, don't really care for the gimmick du jour. The wider worlds are the most exciting part. And yeah, I was just about to get to that. I think the Dynamax gimmick is not... It's really hokey. Like, yes, the Pokemon gets really big, but from a gameplay perspective, it's just stat boost for 3 turns. And that's really all it is. And I can see, like, right through it. There's not really a lot to that to make it all that interesting. It's just, yo, they look really big, and the extra animations you'll be able to crank out of it, oh man, look really neat. But other than that, who cares, really? It's V-Trigger in Pokemon. Again, another poor showing here for me. Ah! Yikes. Can I make that into a T-spin setup? Oh, I'm not going to get the pieces for a while. Okay, we'll just clean that up. But yeah, Pokemon is coming out in November, and I look forward to playing it. I don't get overly deep in the way that I play those games. I just kind of slog my way through. I wouldn't say slog, because, like, I don't really like grinding, so my teams are always the bare minimum. It's always common Pokemon, and I just get through with what I have, and my Pokemon are barely strong enough to beat the game, and that's about as far as I tend to go with Pokemon games. I still enjoy them, though. I enjoy the battle mechanics and the idea of type advantage and trying to pick the right Pokemon and the right moves in the right scenario, and trying to build teams that cover as many different sort of matchups as you can, even though it's impossible to make one team that covers everything. That's the part that's always interested me. I never really cared for, like, the stories and such, because it's largely the same story every time. Okay. And so yeah, Nintendo looks like the big things they're focusing on are Pokemon Sword and Shield, Luigi's Mansion, and Zelda. Seems like all of those are probably coming this year. Luigi's Mansion's kind of interesting because they haven't talked about that one really in a while. They were just like, well, here's a trailer for Luigi's Mansion 3, just a very short teaser trailer. And there's other games we've seen more of that aren't getting as much featured. Like Animal Crossing is not one of those main games. I'm very curious to see why. Maybe that's a game that they release later. That was a mistake. Alright, let's do that. Creatively tuck that in there. Do. But yeah, a bunch of stuff's going on sale. I know, oh, I picked up another game on sale for the Xbox One, actually. I know the NBA season's almost over, and I don't really play the Xbox One much, but they had a sale on NBA 2K19 for $3.99. And I figured for $3.99, I should pick that up. And I'll play it once or twice. I'll enjoy it for what it is, and I'll carry on with my life. But I do enjoy the 2K series when I actually, like, hunker down to play it. It's just that series, those games from year to year don't really evolve all that much. So I do have 2K18 on the Switch. I'll have to remember to pack that for the trip, because Yasha and I will probably have fun playing that together. I gotta make sure all my batteries are charged. One of the big things I need to remember this year, which is different from what I usually do, I'm gonna have to remember to pack wired headphones, because I have Bluetooth headphones now, and those aren't gonna work with the Switch. And also, they're not gonna last me the entire flight, so I'll need to have other plans in place, stuff to listen to on the plane. Alright, almost top 10. And yeah, I think this is going to be the last game. Just the way timing is working out. But it's been fun. Thank you to everybody that dropped by. Thank you, Randy, for renewing your sub 4 months in a row, and yeah, we should actually have emotes soon. Laura should be working on those, or getting to wrapping those up this month while she's on vacation with Jason. Shout outs to Laura and Jason. Alright. Oh, we got that all clear. Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong button by accident. Sorry, I was hitting a button on the stream deck, and I hit the wrong thing. Hopefully that didn't break the stream. Top 3. I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh no, that's not the right thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh god. Oh god. I might have messed that. Oh, okay. Man, I screwed that up so large. Okay. Okay. Not what I wanted, but I'll take it. Top 2, top 2. Let's go get that W. Oh no, that's uh-oh. No! No! Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh man, he had so much empty space. That was looking really bad for us. And it's not gonna happen this time. I'm sorry, guys. But hey, we had a good time. It was fun chatting with you guys. Thank you, Randy, for dropping by. Thank you to everyone that hopped in, was lurking. Thank you so much for renewing your sub 4 months in a row. Awesome. And I will be... I don't know if I'm going to be back one more time. I'm going to try and be on for Saturday morning. Some more Tetris 99. But if it doesn't happen, I hope you guys have a wonderful next few weeks. I've got a lot of Twitch premieres happening in the next 2 weeks. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, where I'll post the schedule. I will pin the schedule to the top of my Twitter feed. And make sure to check those out if you got some time. And otherwise, in a worst case scenario, I don't stream again. I will be back at the end of June, and we will probably be continuing with Paper Mario, because we've got to finish that game. We've been playing that game for like 5 months now, and we're getting close to the end, but we got to finish it. So until next time, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com, and we out.